Hello, this is Ryan from Twin Ports Pickers, also known as the Duke of Digging. If neither of those names ring a bell, I'm the guy in your area that wants to dig in your barn, basement, attic, back shed, throughout the house, underneath your bed, anywhere you will let me, looking for mostly antiques, anything cool, strange, weird, or something I think is awesome. That's what I do for a living, full time, strange but true. So thank you for tuning in to another episode where I basically just show you some cool stuff I picked up during my travels. I also like to educate you throughout the video if you're a beginner. So I'm trying to get in this crazy resale game, whether you sell in an antique shop yourself or you sell online or just for fun. If I can pass on some information, how my brain works, what I buy, my mistakes, and it brings you value in any way, that's why I started doing these videos in the first place. Everything I'm about to show you I picked up in the Twin Ports, kind of piece by piece, was in a small garage on a little front porch. But this time of year, it's still kind of slow, kind of the Pickin in the Northland, waiting for the snow to go. Then I can put all this outside and show you more and kind of really get into the Pickin. But other than that, let me flip this around and show you what I picked up. Right off the bat, you got the vintage flight suit. Kind of a neat one. I had to take here 1959 flying. Man, it's got a lot of cool zippers and stuff. These hats are pretty awesome. These are all like wool. 179th Fighter Squadron. Those have got to be from the 60s too. What a great look on those and that yellow. Then you got the United States Air Force. It's the Flight Crew Checklist book. Yeah, that ain't at the mall. And then you got for binoculars here, they're just pretty neat, and they were U.S. Marine Corps ones, so I thought they were pretty awesome. Got some military stuff there. Back there, you got the Pith helmets, new old stock. I think there's 4 or 5 of them in there, kind of safari style. More hats, but these ones are pretty special. You're thinking these are just Green Bay Packer hats, right? But they're new with tags, and these are hard to find. This is the shark tooth hat that I've been telling you about for the last couple of years. I find about 2 a year, never found one new with tags. Those can be $2, $3, $5, $1,000 if you get the right team. And these are the Shockwave ones. Pretty collectible, not like that, but they're still really good to find. So you find anything that have these patterns in any sport, pick them up. These are the zip-up sweaters. I think they're called the Kawachung, something like that. I just know to buy them. People collect clothes like this, and they can wear them. That makes them kind of like the double value there. Pretty neat ones. East High School, Duluth, Minnesota. It's a record. I just bought it because it's local here. By the looks of him, that's got to be 70s. But maybe if you think you're in that photo or you went there, I'll definitely give that to you. You got the alligator, the scorpion, snowmobile hat, kind of fun. Another snowmobile piece is the Ski-Doo. All accessory stuff for vintage for snowmobiles is really good to find. And then you got the Mickey Mouse insulator. There is a paper mache mini pumpkin with the matchbooks in it there, but the big ones are definitely desirable. But I had to pick that one up because I've never seen a small one like that. And then you got vintage fireworks. I'll tell you what, these are slipping through people's repertoire of buying all the time. You can only sell the labels on eBay. You can't actually sell the fireworks, but I always do. I just take pictures of it so they know what they're getting and just write label only. They know what they're doing. But definitely keep your eye open for those. And all toy boxes like this. I don't know, is this 60s? But it's got to be before my era, but it's empty. But I'll tell you what, boxes. You got to look for boxes sometimes. It's probably a $40 box empty. So some custom wood piece here. It's artist sign, and it's got this kind of these burl wood handle holders here. I really don't know what it is, but maybe it's some type of stir of some sort. Just a neat handmade wood piece. Then you got the Nike shoes. How cool are those? Vintage, early. Down here you got a nice mold. Pipe fitting mold, but look at the brass and the wood on that. It's almost art in itself. And then you got the box fan. Vintage box fans are just great. I love all old fan, especially with that color. Easy sell. Every year I buy decoys, and I just always say I got to learn more about them, and they're just kind of hard to figure out. But I'm going to call that a Mason, but it's probably not. But that's the name I know. Hand painted. That is a great decoy. Then you got the little pixie fairies. And then some strange bottle that I thought was neat, and probably one of the top 5 nicest gauges I ever bought, especially for the size. That's got to be 13, 14 inches across. That thing is just massive, and it is Edge Moore Iron Company. That is a great one, and that was early too. I think it was like 1915. I saw some dates on it. Pretty cool piece. If you don't know what this is, vintage Christmas stuff, just keeps getting hotter and hotter. This is the tree stand. Rotates, lights up for the tinsel, kind of that aluminum Christmas tree that lights up. I mean, that this will all reflect off it, and those trees are very desirable in themselves. Down here, you got the pulleys, the ropes, all the block and tackle. A lot of people are using these for just different things. You can like hang this from this one here, perfect one. Hang it from your ceiling, hang your plant from it. A lot of repurposing. You got the primitive fishing poles. Look at that, just cool wood on those big reels there. And I love always finding these. These are kind of the whole month of, let's see, probably June of 1909. Sunday News Tribune for a local area here. These articles are awesome. Like, slays woman, then cuts own throat. Alvin Olson enacts in terrible double tragedy at Central Park in Superior, right by that's over by the YMCA there. The brother's wife refuses to lend him money, and he butchers her with razor, turns weapon against himself, and practically severs head.
He's dead. Oh man, I'm sorry, Harry. What happened? His head fell off.
I know money's relative, but the average person made about $10 a week in the early 1900s. So I'm always thinking, would he ask her for like $3? And she said, just can't do it. And he says, sorry, you forced my hand. Just kind of crazy. Then you got the Superior Police Department, vintage coats there. Look at that wool coat, Capitol uniforms. And you got the shirt, brings back old memories. Pretty awesome piece here for me. If you're in your like 40s or 50s like me, look at these Zubas. This was like, for me, this was like 9th grade at East Junior High in Superior. If you didn't have Zubas, you were not in the in crowd. Pretty fun. Monarch, that would be off some type of stove. Pretty cool piece, decorative. You got the metal flake helmets, motorcycle, snowmobile. Here's the Captain America one that everybody's looking for. Easy Rider, pretty neat. Here is, this is a Superior piece. Vikings, 1955-56 at Central High School. That is in Superior, Wisconsin. That's what the old high school is called. And here is the name of the people on it. I'll kind of post it up. Maybe your dad, or I don't think anybody would, maybe, I guess you can be in your 90s probably still, but just a nice piece to have. Not really worth anything, but I'd love to give it to somebody that their family is in there. Another Superior piece, Vasa bar. Never even heard of it, and I'm from Superior. So let me know if somebody must have I drank too much at the Vasa bar one time story. That'd be pretty fun to hear. Cinderella glares pretty bad there with the glass and the lighting, but nice original poster from 1986. And then go over here to Jimmy. Nice little poster again. I love when they have the old holes in there, because that was on someone's wall, 50 plus years ago. That's just a great picture there. Then you got the ship's bell, kind of a neat little one, and then a railroad lantern, and then there's a railroad crossing bell. That'd be fun to kind of hook up. He said that this was he had this custom made by Duluth Pack back when they'd take orders like that, but it's a very solid bag, pretty awesome. And then you got the tape deck. I'll tell you what, boom boxes, like the big huge ones that you put on your shoulder that are 3 feet long. Those are as collectible as you could ever imagine. Then you got the Derek Plant NHL game-worn sign gloves. Love me some hockey. Snowshoes, of course, but actually these were just a little better than average. U.S. Lund military snowshoes. Then you got some choir chairs from Duluth, and then a really, really well-done watercolor painting there from the USS Minneapolis St. Paul. And I think this artist here, somebody told me that he is a well-known artist, kind of world-renowned. But just a great picture of the lift bridge, big battleship coming through. So here is the pics that I got for you right now. A bunch of smalls and some totes and some other stuff. I mean, probably bored you enough as it is. But you know what? Pickin' season's got to be around the corner here pretty soon. Just waiting to kind of get out there. When the phone starts ringing, I get booked up pretty fast. I mean, like even last year, it was pretty much I was booked up May and June last year. So this is a great time to call me. I'd love to come see what you have. Go back to the main page. My phone number's there. You can get more information off my website. Any questions you have, I'm always available. Just get in touch with me. Really appreciate you watching. We will see you on the next episode.